Hey guys, Tendon 119 here for another tutorial creating with Tendon number 2. I am going to talk you guys through this tutorial about dimmering, yes, dimmering. Well, we just dimmer stuff. What it is fade in, fade out motion with lights, objects, materials, whatever it is. It has a dimmer option on it. You can dimmer in and out. I'm going to show you guys how you can do this with a lot of different ways. Most of them use timers. I mean, all of them use timers. Timers are the best tool to dim objects. So, let's start in. First of all, you have to set, you have to set your light to dimmer. That's the essential. And I put a timer here, and the timer is basically going to fade in, fade out the light. Set it to 3 seconds forward, backwards. So what that is going to do is it's going to fade in 3 seconds and fade out 3 seconds when you get off the button. Let's see. Okay. Just going to bring the circuit board a little higher there and there. So it's going to fade in for 3 seconds, or in the middle you can just get off the button and it will go back to 0, and it's the simplest way of fading out. You can, for example, put a player sensor to that timer. Now this is another example with looks like the same logic, but you change the setting on the light, on the timer. Let's start with count up. Means it's going to count up even if you get off the button. Once you go on the button, it's going to count up with it's just going to go straight. You can get off the button and then it stays. It's like a counter. You go back, it doesn't do anything. Now we change the option to count down after this. I think change to countdown. There. Countdown means it's going to start from 100%, the light will be full, and then it's going to fade out for 30 seconds, or whatever the seconds are. And yeah, that's basically it for this one too. It's a very simple application. You can set a reset on the timer like you want. Now this one is a little special one. You see, it fades in slowly and then it fades out quickly. Now this is using more complicated logic than just a timer. So this may be difficult, but I hope you get along with this. I'm using the same dimmer light and a sequencer. Let's open the sequencer. Maybe not. It's basically using a sequencer with a direction combiner with a timer set to speed scale. Speed scale will go as fast or as slow depending on the percentage or on the signal strength. It's going to fade in, for example, if you put a battery in the it depends on the signal strength. It's going to go as fast as slow in the time that you set. So let's open the sequencer. Now there are two batteries, the one for the fade in and the one for the fade out, both connected to direction combiners. The direction combiner, if you put one battery to the minus, it's going to fade out with that one. Basically it goes through this phase in and phase out with the batteries. So we check what the batteries have. This battery has 20%, meaning that it's a 20% signal. When it's put inside a timer of 1 second, it's basically going to 20% of 1 second. Now this one is 100%, so it's going with full speed. It just takes 1 second to fade out. So that's how it works. And these are both set to direction combiners. So this one goes plus, so it goes the timer fade in, and then the other one goes minus. That's how it works. You can change the order, you can change the percentage. If one was 70 and the other was 20, they'd go plus 70 and negative 20. For example, you can change the order as I show here. So in this case, I just do the opposite. Because I changed the order, I'm going to put this one in the plus and that one in the negative. The 20 in the negative, in the plus, and yeah. It's going to fade in quickly and then fade out slowly. So that's a nice application. It doesn't need to be used with lights. And I've set the sequencer to reset if you get off the button in the middle, just by putting a NOT gate into the reset of the sequencer. Mwahaha. So, basically, it's pretty much it with this. You can set the timer to reset when you get off the button too, for example. Meaning that basically it works like that. I hope you got that, because that was a lot in a quick short time, but it's a very useful application. Doesn't need to be with lights, can be with materials, objects, whatever. Basically, if you want to make something fade in and fade out in a different speed, this is the best way you'd get it. Yeah. Now we're I don't know. Yes, we're moving on. Now this is an example of how you'd use this with materials. For example, you can fade a material from one color to the other. This is just with the counter, forward, backwards counter, what I showed you before, just with a material. So basically when you go, it becomes green. It takes 30 seconds to become green. Then when you get off, it fades out back to white. You can go back green, back. So it's a nice way. I just set different on-off stuff. It's nice. You can change blue to orange, stuff like that. So it's a nice application, isn't it? Not only you can do this with lights, but you can also do the same thing with material speed. Some materials, like the waterfall material, have speeds that you can set on and off. So if you dimmer the speed, it can go fast when you get on the button, and then when you get off, it goes slow again. It's just set to 30 and 200. So when you're off the button, it goes in 30 speed, and when you're on the button, it dims for 3 seconds to the 200%. Percentage. I speak French. Yes. So, that's basically it, I think. Nothing more to see here. I hope you understand and like that little tutorial. If you didn't understand something or have suggestions, just leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao.